I'm good. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Because you're in Salt Lake City, have you ever met any of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
I knew one of them, yeah.
Which,
Brittany Bateman.
God, what are they like?
They're nice off camera, but of course that's a show.
I'm obsessed with that show. I'm deep. I was introduced to it by my friend that I worked with, and he was like, "You're gonna love this," and I've been obsessed ever since.
Well, when you come out, I'll introduce you.
Please do. That's my
I would
dream.
love that. First of all, I'm such a huge fan of your mother's too. And do you get a lot of your acting style from her? Is that kind of a genetic thing?
I don't know. I mean, I think I honestly, I don't know. I've always watching her work. Me and my sister were always just kind of like, this is, movies aren't as fun when your parents are in them, and so I think we kind of didn't really watch stuff that she did when we were younger. So I honestly haven't seen that much of her work to know if our acting style is similar, but we're quite similar people, in some respects. So maybe it's more so that I don't know. I should watch some more of it and then I'll get back to you.
How to Train Your Dragon is the number one film, I think, on the planet. And wow, congratulations on that. That's not an easy thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies.
When you're working with CG and all of that, I mean, you have to digress, I think, into your 5-year-old self and just pretend a lot. Is that hard or easy for you?
It's definitely, I think there's an element of it that can be somewhat daunting. Like I remember when I auditioned, I think the first or second time I went in, I remember them being like, it was a scene of riding Toothless, and at one point, Astra like puts her hand down onto him, and I was like, "Do you want me to do anything, or is there anything like for that moment, like that beat? Do you want to play it, or do you want to just like leave it?" And they're like, "Yeah, just pet," and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And they're like, "Just pet," and there was just nothing there, and I was like, "Obviously, that's what you would do." So there's a video of me somewhere just kind of looking insane as I'm like, it's some petting the air. But we actually had for the amount of CGI that they could have used, they really did. We had a really brilliant puppeteering team led by Tom Wilton, and they truly made it so much easier because as much as it would just be like a foam head for Toothless, they the way that the puppeteers would kind of make these really inanimate, quite basic objects just come to life was really spectacular and just made it so that, your 5-year-old self can absolutely run wild in terms of imagining whatever dragon is in front of you.
In playing Astrid, which is she's such a beautiful character, strong and still very feminine. What do you think young girls are going to take away from watching her?
I mean, as a child, I remember watching her and just being like, she's such a badass and being so kind of like taken by how strong she is and how independent she is and how selfless she is ultimately. I just think that I think the most commendable thing about her is the fact that she's, you know, accepting of change and open to change in a place where that's not necessarily encouraged. But yeah, I remember watching her when I was younger, and all of those feelings that I had, I hope young girls also are having when they watch this one.
Nico, it's such a pleasure to meet you. And again, come out to Salt Lake and
I
you'll be my
will.
guest. And I hope to see you on How to Train Your Dragon too.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Bye bye.
Bye.